Arkansas, all sports. It's more sports.
All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm Wes Moore. Glad you're back with us for more sports. Big show tonight. We're going to name our high school football team of the week. It is the Lonoke Jackrabbits after their huge victory last week. We'll hear from Coach Clay Bemberg in just a bit, but we're going to talk some Razorback football and bring in our first guest, a former Razorback that I think a lot of you guys will remember, Dan Skipper with the Detroit Lions, joins us on More Sports. Dan, welcome into the show. How are you doing, man?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Man, I appreciate you jumping on board and talking with us tonight. Let me just talk about coming off of a bye week. What's that? How does that help an NFL player? How much does that help, that time off, that bye week?
It's huge. I think the biggest difference between college and a pro season is just the length, right? So we start training camp a couple weeks before college cuts, play 3 or 4 preseason games, and then you're in a 17-game season, so 18 weeks. So before playoffs, you're looking at 20-plus games. So yeah, we're at 7 games, and it's great to, look at a rookie. I looked at Tate this week and said, "Hey, buddy, we only got 10 left." Just the color, the realization that, in a college season, essentially it's week 2.
Does your body feel that much better this week? Can you tell a difference?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, just getting a week off from contact. I'm getting old, so I feel, you feel those more and more. You have your, recovery so fine tuned at this point that, getting an extra week means a ton. It gives you, that extra week to get some of the nagging things worked out, kind of just that reset, but also catch up on sleep, catch up on, the things you've been putting off that just weigh you down and hold on to your rope. So just getting that process going, it's huge. And so you come back refreshed. Yesterday we had our base down day, and then today we're off. So you get another day almost of, all right, we were in pads yesterday, now we're off, get to do the full training room treatment, sleep in a little bit during the week too. So I think that's big as well. So you just kind of keep up with the theme of health and getting your body back. So that's the benefit of the bye.
Yeah, I saw your Instagram post laying in the pool. How much did you do?
A little bit, yeah. We live in down in Orange Beach, Alabama now, and so the weather was great. Spent a lot of time outside playing with the kids. Just being outside and warm, because it's not going to be like that in Detroit for too much longer. So.
You sound like an Arkansan. I mean, the Redneck Riviera right there, Orange Beach, man. We love that area.
Oh, yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, we fell in love with it, and yeah, live down there now, and it's great. So
you may not should have said that. You may have a bunch of Razorback fans trying to look you up every time they come down to Orange Beach now.
yeah, it's definitely it's part of it. I live on a pretty quiet street though, so it's
it may not be that quiet that much longer, Dan. That's funny. How much you keep up with the Razorbacks these days?
Quite a bit. I was actually there this spring for the Super Regional. Caught up with Coach Pittman and a bunch of folks while I was still up there. While we were up there, and yeah, it's been tough. Not this season anyone really expected to have. So it's been, just one of those disappointing football years. I think it's the best way to put it. Yeah.
You said tough, and it has been tough. How tough was it for you to, hear Coach Pittman being released?
You know, it's hard because you see both sides, right? You see the fans and, but you feel for him personally, but also know that personally the struggle, the fight, the worry of like, speaking from experience, like when you're getting cut, like a lot of times it's the worry of, am I going to get cut today is way worse than the actual, like, yeah, I got the axe today. Like, and I think that's probably, you know, both sides of it. It's like, it's not all good. It's not all bad. Feel for him there, but at the same time, like the fans, the team, everything else, like I think, we'd all be kind of naive to say that a change didn't have to happen. So I understand both sides. It sucks, and unfortunately, that's just the nature of college football. Really, just football in general. The game is great. The business sucks. And I think, doesn't matter what side you're on, playing, coaching, fans. The game is great. Business sucks. So,
Have you reached out? How is Coach?
I've talked to him, a little bit here and there, but we're in a season. Some of the other coaches that I'm, close with, like we're all still in it. Like, hey, support you, love you, but it's kind of we've all got jobs to do, things to clean up, and go from there. And I'll probably reach out to Coach Pitt. Probably this, maybe today. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll reach out at a time. But I think like giving some space and not bombarding and everything like that. Like, I think that's also important. Like, show support, but don't push. I don't know. Just experience.
Speaking of coaches, is Dan Campbell as fun to play for that it appears on the outside?
He is. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely demanding, but he gets it. He understands football, and he understands what buttons to push, when to pull back. And you show up every week and you've got a chance. So I think that's the fun part that isn't like that everywhere, And now roster wise, having the, some of the guys we've got, it's fun. It's a fun place to play right now.
I know you've talked a lot about your journey over the years, but how proud of yourself for everything that you've gone through, and you survived and made a go out of this?
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. I think there's times to like look back and be, proud, but right now it's cool. But like, I guess this time of year, it's not about, a pat on the back. It's about, we got to go forward. We got to push, and really just, you can't look big picture, I guess. So like, yes, proud. This time of year, it's not like a good time to reminisce or do any of that. It's all about this week, make sure I'm prepared for whatever role that's going to be and the rest of the season. And we'll look back at the end and go from there,
And speaking of roles, I mean, you've played it all just about on that offensive line. I guess you haven't played center yet, have you? Can you play center?
No, I don't want to stop. I'm not sure Jared would be able to see over me.
But you can do it all.
Yeah, we've tried in practice, and then we're good. That lasted about 2 periods, and all good.
Jared wouldn't really even have to reach down, would he?
No, that's the problem. We talk about being in an athletic stance, like, he's trying to do that, and they're having to like get on their toes, and it ain't worth it.
I was looking back at some old pictures, videos of you. I'm curious, when did you decide just to shave your head and go that way and go just get rid of it all?
Yeah, it was during COVID that I've really just kicked it. I in college, I think I prematurely shaved it a little early, and I think that hurt me because then I had the nasty goatee and, the bald and everything. And I think when you prematurely shave your head, I think it hurts the growth pattern. So, I definitely shaved a couple years off by doing that. But yeah, during COVID, I was, I don't know, sitting there. My hair was looking super raggedy. I saw a picture of myself and I was like, all right, it's time. Can't keep doing this. So off it went, and yeah, no, I just do this. It's easy. Once a week, twice a week, all good.
Great advice for some of us, that are thinking about it, and just wait. Don't do it premature. Just hold off.
Yeah. See, mine wasn't as much, here it's the like top of my head, which no one sees the top of my head, but yeah, you start seeing the high copy from tape, from film, and you start looking at some of those walkthrough high copies there, and you're like, ooh, yeah, I think it's time. So yeah, it was time.
How's the season going for you?
It's good. It's been, pretty challenging. Got banged up during camp. As soon as I was coming back from that, had another thing pop up. And so it's been, the first 5 weeks of the season, just close and then not quite, close and not quite. And then finally got healthy enough before the Kansas City week. Got activated, started that game. That was fun. Take a shot there. Ended up playing, what was that, Tampa last week. So I've really only played 2 weeks. Had the bye week, but just spent way too much time in the training room. So it's been challenging from that side of things. Just trying to get healthy, trying to stay healthy. Stay involved. Never quite know when you're going to get the go ahead of, hey, let's see how you practice this week. Practice, setback, things like that. So I think that's been one of the more challenging parts about this year that I've never really had to deal with before. Just the open-ended timeline of injury is tough. Of maybe this week, maybe not, maybe next week. You kind of get in that cycle of when is it going to pop. So finally got through, and now we're on the up and up, hopefully. So
I know you guys have to miss Frank Ragnow, but y'all have a different relationship than I guess others. How much you miss him?
I definitely miss him. Yesterday I was like, man, this would be a great Frank conversation. We're just sitting there of like, he'd always got, a good piece of advice and, something to hold on to. And so I think there's times that pop up that you're like, man, wish Frank was here for this specific thing. And then there's times that you just walk in and you're talking deer hunting and you're like, damn, where's Frank? And so I think, that aspect, and then obviously on the football field, great player, but, I feel like on a personal level, it's been tough. On a football level, it's been tough, but, we gotta move on. So, I've talked to him, a couple times here in the past few weeks. He's doing well. They had another little one, so they're,
wow.
Doing on. So.
You got plans to come back to Arkansas anytime soon?
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think, I don't know. We'll play it by ear, see what the future holds. I don't know. Could be a baseball game, could be a concert, could be, I don't know. I don't know. Yes, no, maybe. I don't know.
Sometime after the Super Bowl, right?
Ideally, yes. Yeah, that'd be.
Hey, Frank, it's been great. I thoroughly enjoyed catching up with you and talking, reconnecting. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and best of luck the rest of the season. I will say there are a lot of Lion fans in Arkansas, and a lot of it has to do with you. So just know we got people watching and rooting for y'all.
Thank you. As long as they're not Chiefs fans.
Well, there's some of those up in Northwest Arkansas, but we try to we try to leave them out of Central Arkansas, kick them up there.
There we go.
Take care, Dan. Best of luck the rest of the way. Appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye.
Yeah, Dan Skipper joining us on More Sports. Great opportunity to catch up with him and talk a little football with him. Now it's time to talk a little football. Let's bring in our More Sports Team of the Week head coach, Clay Bemberg. Lonoke Jackrabbits, big victory last week going up to Heber Springs, knocking off Heber Springs. Now Lonoke sits atop of their conference, undefeated. Coach, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Wes. Appreciate you having me on. Appreciate you picking the Jackrabbits for Team of the Week this week.
Well, that was big. I mean, to go up to Heber, we had Heber on here for the More Sports Team of the Week after they beat Mills, and to go up there and win on the road, I know it's not an easy trip. They were also undefeated in conference play. That's a huge win for Lonoke.
Absolutely. We challenged our guys all week to be a physical football team, and it was going to be a physical game, and I thought we met the challenge on both sides of the football. We were able to run the football for nearly 300 yards, and our defense really dominated. Our D-line dominated the line of scrimmage, and we kind of forced them to throw the ball more than they probably want to, and our secondary played phenomenal. They were able to really lock down there. Gave a couple big plays, but we got inside the 20, and our defense actually posted a shutout. We fumbled the football on offense, and they scooped and scored. So I just can't talk enough about how well our defense played. Coach Walker, Solomon Walker, had a great game plan going in, and our kids were able to go out there and execute it.
Is this a confidence building win for your team, or were they already confident?
They were getting confident. They knew early on and that we were a good football team. We played Stuttgart, 4-point game, and we slipped up against Jacksonville at home, lost a 1-point game there. But we knew the whole time we felt like we were a good football team. But they've had the right mentality. They've just gone back to work each week, and we've slowly just gotten better week after week after week. The win game at the end of non-conference, we were able to come out and play our best ball that day and show flashes of what we were capable of, and then we were just able to build every week in conference play up to this point. And so that's just the goal with our guys, is just to keep getting better and just keep going to work and see where we can go, see what we can do.
What's the strength of your team?
Well, we have a really well balanced team. We have a big physical offensive line and defensive line. But then we also have some really talented skill players, linebackers, tight ends. I mean, I feel like we have good balance. We don't have a lot of depth. It's a lot of the same guys on both sides of the football, but I do feel we have a really good balance of skill, athletes, big skill, that are able to cause some problems for some folks on both sides of football.
What have you learned about Lonoke since being there?
Yeah, it is a great community. They want to be successful, and they have a lot of pride in the football program and in the town. And we kind of really just we moved here last summer, and we've just jumped in. Our girls are in school here, and they really embraced us. We've embraced the community, and there's been a lot of support. We just recently redid our home bleachers, and they've been packed on every Friday night, and it's been awesome to see. We've had great atmospheres for our home games, and we travel really well too. We had a really good crowd that came up to Heber the other night, so there's been a lot of support and a lot of excitement around football here.
Seems like there for a while, every time I was coming to Lonoke, there was something new on campus, whether it's arena, the improvements of football, whatever the case. Lonoke is investing in athletics. Yeah,
this year I created a little confusion on social media this summer. I said, we got a brand new stadium. Well, everybody's like, well, where are they going to put it? But it was really the same stadium, but we got new turf, we got a new track, new bleachers, new lights. I mean, so literally everything within the fence of the stadium was new. A new press box is being completed as we speak. And so, everything but the visitors bleachers this year is brand new. So yes, we've made administration and the community have made big investments, and it's an exciting time to be a Jackrabbit for sure.
And that rubs off on the players. We see it all the time. Bells and whistles. Players want that, and I'm sure that's helped your program when they get stuff like this. It makes more people want to play.
Absolutely. When we stepped on that turf for the first time this summer, they were super excited to get out there and practice. It didn't matter if it was 90 degrees outside. They were just ready to go out there and practice on the turf instead of the grass field. And I tell you, all the coaches were excited not to have to paint the practice field anymore too. The kids were excited. We our first time we scored a touchdown at home this year. The lights started doing a little light show, so it was it's a neat experience. It really enhances the game day experience and the excitement around the program for sure.
No malfunction with the lights yet. Did you see the Memphis, Arkansas exhibition basketball game last night?
I saw the kid was shooting a 3-pointer and the lights went out or something like that. Yeah, I saw the beginning. I couldn't stay up and watch the whole game, but I did see the first half.
Yeah, they popped back on. They kept playing, but I was like, well, that's a malfunction right there.
I wouldn't like that to count as a missed shot if I had to shoot in the dark. That's not real fair.
No, it's an exhibition. Just
I guess so. They just keep rolling. Yeah, I guess I should have stayed up. They turned it on second half.
They did. Clay Bemberg with us, the Lonoke Jackrabbits, the Moore Sports Team of the Week. All right, rest of the way, you got Hall this week, and Hall's struggling this year. It could be like a trap game. How do you get the guys focused and not looking ahead of Hall, looking ahead to Mills?
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Chambers, Coach Russell over there, they've both been head coaches a long time, done a really good job in their careers, and they got those kids playing hard. Yeah, they've struggled this year, but they're going out there and competing every week. So they're not just going to sit there, and that's why I try to get kids to understand. Our kids understand just because the Lonoke bus rolls up, teams aren't just going to roll over and not play. They're going to come out and play football. So we got to be ready to go. We got to be ready to go out there and execute and do what we do best, whether it's running the ball or throwing the ball to our playmakers and playing good, sound defense. And so that's the expectation every Friday night, no matter who the opponent is.
Y'all take care of business. Mills takes business. What's that going to be like? Week 10 playing Mills for the title.
It's always where you want to be is week 10 in a position to win the conference championship, earn the 1 seed in the playoffs in your bracket. It's a great honor. It's a testament to our kids and the work they've put in to put themselves into this position. When I got here back in April of 24, I told them we're going to change things around. It's going to start in the weight room, and they've committed to the weight room, and we are night and day different physically than we were this time last year. And they've just worked not only in the weight room, but on the field, the practice field, just to get better. And just understanding of what, how to practice and how to compete and how to, and then just understanding of what to do schematically. And so they just keep working, and they're a great group of kids to coach. And so they put themselves in this position. And we have a great coaching staff too that is really, that really pushes them to be their best every day. So, combination of a lot of things, but really goes down to those kids and their willingness to be coached.
It strikes me because yesterday we had on Coach Price at Stuttgart and Kane Price, our More Sports Player of the Week. And Coach Price was talking about they're in a similar situation. They could have a huge game or they will have a big game week 10. But he's like, you know what? No matter what happens, we're going to the playoffs, either a 1 or 2 seed. And that's, the goal is the playoffs. It's winning and making a run in the playoffs. Do y'all find yourself in that similar position, even though you got this huge game in week 10? You're going to turn around and play in the playoffs the next week, and you don't want that to, be your highlight of your season if you beat Mills or cost you if you happen to lose the next week in the playoffs.
That's exactly right. Conference championships are nice, but they're not the ultimate goal. And so, like you said, we'll have a 1 or 2 seed, a home playoff game, and whether we win or lose, you got to turn around and either come down from your high or get up from your lows and get ready to play an opponent the next week that's going to be they get to start over, whether they're a 4 or 5 seed, it doesn't matter. In the playoffs, it really doesn't matter. You start over. Everybody's the same, 0-0. So, we have goals and we want to achieve them. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is just to make a run come postseason time.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us. This was a lot of fun. Congratulations on being the team of the week. Big win at Heber, and keep adding those big wins. Just keep running.
Thanks, Wes. Appreciate you having me on. Appreciate you highlighting Lonoke and the Jackrabbit football program. Thank you.
You bet. It's Clay Bemberg joining us, the team of the week. And I want to shout out to the voting on Twitter. I mean, it was, almost 300 votes. North Little Rock, Joe T, Bentonville, and Lonoke. Yeah, it came down to the wire. I got a little tip of the cap to North Little Rock. They got out, won the fan vote. But after talking with some of the media guys, we decided to go with Lonoke, 2 deserving. Actually, 3. I mean, 4. I mean, Joe T's win at Searcy, huge second half to come back and win that game. And Bentonville and Rogers may have been the most entertaining game last week on a Thursday night. And Bentonville holds off Rogers' last play of the game to get the win. But thank you for voting, and we appreciate and honor all of these teams. But Lonoke getting it done this week. If you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe on YouTube, and we'll be back here tomorrow night. Thomas Thrash is going to join us. We'll preview all the big high school football games and make some predictions. And of course, we'll be talking a little Razorback football. That's going to do it for tonight, but join us tomorrow night for more sports.
All Arkansas, all sports. It's more sports.